Welcome, everybody. I do have a little bit of hair on top. It's thinning, but it's too hot to wear that hoodie. But again, here we are on our regularly scheduled program. We don't change this schedule for anybody or anything. And tonight we are going to be featuring a really foul-mouthed person. So just be aware. I love his freedom of speech. Nikki, have you got anything to say before we get started?
Um, I've got a couple things to say. I want to welcome everybody in and thank you, of course, again for taking your time to spend it with us. We hope that we are very educational and that you learn something, whether it's good or bad. I don't care. The other thing that I do want to address before our supporters start questioning things is Cliff and I have decided, because we are wanting to bring new people in to the community, um, and because I am new to the community and still kind of remember that I get to play devil's advocate and pretend like I am the regular Joe Blow on the street. So for anyone who is questioning where my loyalties um, it's because we are doing this to let those new people see that we have not forgotten how they think or how things are working in their mind, but also to kind of say, hey, there's somebody there who still thinks the way that we do, but they're supporting. So maybe we should be able to support too.
Yeah. And just so everybody is there, I want to make it clear. If Nikki was not a supporter of the 1A community or journalists or activists, she would not be my business partner. So, so everybody's just be aware of what's really going on. But tonight we're going to feature a guy that the quote
That is
unquote
in our
normal.
chat. He has joined us.
Okay, who's that?
Who are we featuring tonight?
Ah, wonderful. Welcome, Wanda Mise. We, we tried to get you to email us because we weren't really sure what we wanted to show. But I did talk to a gentleman, and I'm going to put him up on the screen right now, who has featured one of your videos in the past. Everybody recognize this gentleman? Tyrants beware. He's also the person that did our intro, and we thank him for that.
Okay.
Yeah, because we want to show how egregious these public officials can be and these officers can be. So I want to share this video first. Here we go.
Let's get into it.
I'm not a prosecutor's officer.
Wanda, we're
Yeah.
not worried about any warnings.
Do you have
Our
a
warning
public records
is you've
request
got a
form
loud mouth and you use it.
And we
for
love
public
it.
records?
I'm not sure. Let's see. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'll have to ask my supervisor when she gets back in an hour. I'm covering the front desk right now.
All right. All right, I'll just write it out on a blank piece of paper.
Okay, so during this time, I believe a blank piece of paper. Did he ask for a FOIA request, Nikki, or did he ask for officer complaint forms? What do we? Let me show this part. So it looks like he's looking for. Let's see. Make this big. Okay, and I want to hold it up here long enough to where people can read it later too.
But you don't have to do.
Okay.
That looks like it would be a FOIA request.
Yep, absolutely.
The conduct manual, the fuel cards.
There we go. And he wouldn't have this on the screen if he didn't want people to see everything. So, all right. So everybody can look at that later. Let's continue. So he's doing everything legal. Trying to use the system to get information. Nothing wrong with that.
Uh-oh. I don't think everybody heard your disclaimer.
Yeah. So let me say again, it's very hot in my office, and I am not wearing my hoodie, so everybody gets to look and see my thinning hair. We decided that I know that's my trademark. I know everybody likes to see me in the hoodie. I'm Gandalf or Santa Claus, but a little too hot, so I've decided to not wear it today. It's summertime, so.
What do you have to do?
I believe it. Of course they are. Of course they're trying to dismiss it. They're government. All right, I'm going to fast forward a little bit until we see more. I'm going to fast forward a little bit until there's more contact. I think we're getting pretty close to it here. So.
Lock, huh? I'm just looking around, waiting on somebody downstairs. Yeah. I'm just looking around.
Sir.
No, I'm good. I'm just looking around.
Standard operating procedure. Can I help you? They don't really want to help him.
You got to get it right. It's, can I help you?
Can I help you? You got a camera. We don't like it. Yeah.
What are you doing here? Why are you bothering me?
Yeah. Only he wasn't even videoing her before she called him over there. They're always doing that too. They don't want to be on film, but yet they call the cameraman over, asking if they can help him, which is disingenuous. They don't really want to help him. All right, here we go.
To check the building out. Huh? Just to look at it and see.
I'm sorry.
Just to look at it and see what's going on.
Sir, you can't take pictures in here.
Yeah, I can take pictures in here. It's a public area. And the prosecutor's office should know that, right? Or not?
Snitch alert, snitch alert. I need help. Someone come help me. There's a person out here filming me. Oh.
Now, Nikki, that's supposed to be my line.
Whoops, sorry. I forgot.
You're supposed to say he's there harassing them. Don't let the children stand on the
Okay,
chair.
we're going to pause it here for a moment. I want to kind of point out two very particular things. One, in this photo, you're going to see a little device on the wall. Now that to me looks like it's a keypad lock, which means that would be a restricted area. You can't go through. That's why when he reaches for the door, it's locked. Now I want to show you this picture. Now, as you can see, there's absolutely no sign at all saying that this is restricted. But I want you to look really close and you will see that there is actually a camera in the room, which he will be pointing out here in a little bit. But those are very particular things that I think is very important. So we're going to continue from where we left off.
Thank you, TB.
Sir, this is a privately owned building.
No, it's not. Get out of here.
It's not a city building. It's
I don't care. The state,
Call the
the
police.
state leases it. So how is it
The
private?
state doesn't lease it.
What's it say right here? Please do not allow children to stand on the tables or chairs. It's public.
No, it's not.
Go on.
It's not a public building.
Go on.
Call upstairs.
It's a Marion County Prosecutor's Office.
We rent, yes.
Yeah.
We
The
rent
who pays for it? You?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You.
Yeah, exactly. So
Just call upstairs.
it's
and
not private.
Get a grand jury, let the officer down here, get the scores out.
If they escort me out, it's going to be by a lawsuit because I'll sue you. What's your name?
Bob.
Bob?
Mhm.
You ought to do better, Bob.
Not too bad.
You're a
It's
public
not Bob.
servant, Bob.
Well, you don't pay my taxes, okay?
I don't. You don't pay your taxes either.
No.
I do.
Yeah.
So you notice how really confrontational they are, insisting that this is a private office area, when clearly it's public. And if it's public, we have a right to be there. And if we have a right to be there, we also have a right to film. And I think that Wanda Mise is getting really sick and tired of people trying to violate his rights. And that's why he said, "No, get out of here." We are his boss. And so, you're dismissed. Go away. Don't give me directives. I don't blame him for doing that. He's probably really fed up with people trying to tell him what to do.
Can I get a business card for all the prosecutors in this department?
Pardon?
A business card for all the prosecutors in this department?
Nope.
So you're denying me public service?
I'm not denying the public service.
You said you're not going to get them for me, right?
No, I'm not gonna walk around and get everyone's business cards.
Well, why not?
Why should I?
She probably has them right there on that list.
What have you done for me?
Paid for your living, help you raise your kids, pay for your house, your car, your groceries.
I didn't pay for my house.
I paid for your whole life, buddy.
No, you didn't.
I didn't. I'm a taxpayer.
Where were you?
I've been a taxpayer my whole life.
Where were you when I was 18 years old?
I wasn't your daddy yet.
Yeah.
It's when you got this job, it's when I became your daddy. Wow. What is it with you guys do disdain for the public? I mean, you got a camera right there. It's a public area. I've got every right to video in the public area. Yeah. So, which one of you guys come out here and read these little kid books?
We got a gentleman on our floor.
Daddy, help, Daddy.
Hey, Rogue, how you
That's why as they
doing?
come down and trespass me out of the building, I'm going to hold the prosecutor's office liable for deprivation of rights.
Yeah, hold It's a private.
If you guys willfully and knowingly violate the Constitution, then you're absolutely held liable to it.
How is that?
We all have laws we have to follow.
Yeah. And you
It's a 1983 section 241, 242 violation, deprivation of rights under the color of law.
This is a private building, sir.
It can be private all at once. The public pays for it, so it makes it public. What do you not understand about that?
Pay for it. Prosecutors office pays for it.
With whose money?
The budget we get from the city.
And where do they get their budget from?
Not from you.
Where does the money come from to pay you guys and pay for this building? The people, right? The people, yeah. Public building. It's plain common sense. Do you have any, Bob? No, you don't, Bob. In fact, Bob, you make us look bad.
No, you do that on your own.
No, you do that on your own. I'm going to make you my thumbnail, Bob. You think it's funny, Bob, but when the people hold you accountable, it won't be funny, will it, Bob? When I hold you accountable, it won't be funny, Bob. Yeah, Bob, I've got a bunch of U.S. District Court lawsuits going on. It won't hurt me a bit to add you and her to another. Bob.
Okay, Oklahoma Outlaw Audits. We get it. Bob, 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 Bob.
Right, Bob. The people are watching you, Bob.
People just don't know. Look at that damage.
That was a good catch there too, Wanda Mise. They could fix that if they fired Bob. You know, Bob's not really needed. He's not doing his job correctly anyway. So.
Okay.
All
Oh,
right, how you doing?
Good, good. How can we help you?
I told them I didn't need any help. I'm just looking around.
Okay, what for?
To take a look at the building.
Okay.
thank you.
oh my God!
Do you have an appointment with anybody?
Gaslighting. We've got private information on our computers. Now, create your own privacy back there. What are your thoughts here so far, Nikki? Why are 3 guys with badges and guns showing up right now?
Well, like I've always said, why must people come in and film these poor people who are just trying to do their jobs? Why bother them? Why? That's embarrassing to be caught on camera doing my job. That's why I went and got Bob to help us.
Well,
But
if we don't watch what our government's doing, if we don't pay attention, if we don't film them in the course of their duties, why are they making such a big deal out of a camera coming in when they've got cameras all over the place? They're filming us. Why can't we film them?
But those cameras make me feel safe because they make they make people act right. Oh, wait.
Oh,
You
yeah,
mean that's why you've got a camera is so I have to act right?
exactly. That's why Wanda Mise has a camera. He's making sure that these people act right, but they're not, and they use the standard excuse. We've got private information out here, and he's got it. He's in here with a camera, filming everybody's private information. Not the case at all. First Amendment auditors, journalists, they don't want to get people's private information. But if it happens to be captured on film, they edit that stuff out. And it's not a crime to film it in the first place. It's only a crime if they do something criminal with it, with that information. So don't get it twisted, people. Just because
It's
a
a
man is sitting
crime
there
if
with
it gets disseminated.
exactly, and
I
they
mean,
don't disseminate that stuff. Yeah,
you can't trespass the eye. Who's to say that me walk into an office, look at a piece of paper that I can definitely see and get John Doe's name and address and phone number and email and social security number? Who's to say that I'm not going to remember that, leave the office, go out and use it?
yeah. Nikki has a photographic memory. No, she doesn't, but she could. People with photographic memories could remember all that stuff anyway. So it's just silly. The whole thing is silly. And the reason I think they have something to hide, that's the reason why they called armed, I believe, thugs to get the camera guy out of there.
Here?
No, do I need an appointment to be in a public building?
Yeah, you do. This is not a
Oh.
public building. This is a privately owned.
Say, oh yeah, you do. You so they lie. They lie.
But wait. What he said was this is not a public building, it is a private building.
Sure, it
So,
could be a private building, but it's leased by a public entity, and when it's leased, the public have access to it. And if the public has access to it, then the press is allowed to be in there. And he is press. He might not have credentials, but that's what the First Amendment is. And I heard this.
where do
This
you get
evening.
credentials for press?
You don't.
I
You don't
want to
need
see
that.
press credentials.
No.
Where?
Okay.
Where?
Let me explain it to you. CNN, NBC, MSNBC are all private corporations, and they do issue press cards and press passes to their reporters, but they don't need them. They don't have to have them. The Constitution, the First Amendment in that Constitution, are individual rights. Freedom of religion, you don't have to have credentials to practice your religion. Freedom of speech, you don't have to have credentials to practice your freedom of speech. Freedom of press, you don't have to have credentials to practice your right of being press, to hold your government and officials accountable and make them be transparent and shame them into acting noble. They've done it throughout throughout since 1774, before we were even founded as a country. Press has been a right, an individual right. Same way with freedom to assemble, freedom to petition. Those are all individual rights. So people need to really understand their constitution, and government is held to that standard, not other people. So freedom, if you want to practice your freedom of speech in my house and I don't like what you're saying, I can throw you out. But the government can't. I hope that makes sense to everybody. What are we seeing in the chat about that?
Well, of course, as usual, the chat is siding with you. You know, but that's okay.
Yeah.
They're talking about J-Town Press with her press pass made with Violas.
Yep, with
You
crayons.
know, and that, I mean, hey, all they asked for a press pass. There is no credentials. You want to make it with crayons? Be my guest. Matter of fact, I believe that Flex Your Freedoms and BCNN are offering quote unquote press passes to people
Yeah.
for BCNN.
Yep.
So, you know, it, and And actually, you know, it all depends on the individual who is doing the activism, auditing, journalism.
Yep.
Depends
So,
on what they want. If they
yep.
want to have a press pass, they can make one, just like J-Town,
Yep.
or get one from BCNN,
Yep. It's not
or
necessary.
they don't have to have one.
Exactly. Here we go.
Could you give me,
Right here. Please do not allow children to stand on the tables or chairs.
Yeah, it smells like weed.
oh, does it?
Yeah.
Well, maybe you guys ought to quit
Where's your
smoking.
bag, sir? I saw you come in with a bag.
None of your business.
Oh, okay. Are you trying to go to jail and get arrested for trespass and disorderly?
Trespassing on public property and disorderly for what? Defending myself?
What did the lieutenant just tell you? This is not a public building. There's public offices inside a private.
Who pays for the building?
Okay.
Are you guys trespassing me? Let's cut to the chase.
Okay.
Do you want to trust? Let me get your name and badge number.
You have an appointment.
Let me get your name and badge number. Let me
Hey,
get your
Cliff,
name and
pause
badge
it a
number.
second.
Dereliction.
Brandon, you say Flex is done giving out press passes. You can
That could
go
be.
on to he might be, but you can go on to Amazon.com and get a laminated press pass.
Sure.
You can go to Zazzle and get a press ID badge, red outline with a photograph. Prime
Yeah.
ID cards has press identification. I mean,
I think what he's saying, Nikki, is Flex is done giving out press passes, so don't email him and try to get one from him. That's all he's
he
saying, right?
is. He
Okay.
is. But I'm just saying, you know,
Yeah.
if you want a press pass, you can
You
find
see how
them.
these
That's
bootlickers are? They want to change the subject. They want to just focus on press passes instead of what's going on with Wanda Mise here. I'm just teasing, Nikki. Yeah, let's see what's going to happen here. These guys are already threatening arrest for being in a private building with a public entity in it that the taxpayers paid for that lease, which makes it public.
It's time for you to leave.
Name and badge number.
Are you gonna leave or you're going to jail? Your choice.
Name and
You've
badge
been asked to
number.
leave, you can walk out.
You notice how these guys are not identifying. I'm pretty sure every police department has a policy where you are supposed to identify to the public, and they're refusing to do it. You can see the disdain that they have for Wanda Mise here.
You putting your hands on me?
Well, you're
putting your hands on me? That's assault. I want him arrested for assault.
Sure.
I want him arrested for assault. I want him arrested for assault. Look at this.
We're leaving out.
Look at this. I'm going to sue every one of you guys. I'm going to sue every one of you. You can't trespass me from a public building. It is a public building. Who pays for it? Who pays for it? Who pays for it? Who pays for it?
I want to ask this because you know they're going to say he was disturbing the peace, right? I mean, I just see that coming. I'm not sure, but who's actually disturbing the peace if they charged him with that? What is the chat saying on that? And what do you think, Nikki? Is he disturbing the peace by raising his voice and defending himself for being in that public area?
You want my real opinion, or you want me to play devil's advocate?
I want you to play devil's advocate. What do
Well,
normal
you know,
people think?
well, you know, if he wouldn't have raised his voice and hollered and drew our attention to him, then he wouldn't be disturbing the peace. But
Oh,
because
so if
now
he wasn't
everybody,
there in the first place, if he wasn't there in the first place, then all is good, right? So he shouldn't have been there
no,
checking up on his government in the first place. Then he
no,
wouldn't be disturbed.
if he wouldn't have drew our attention to him by raising his voice, then he wouldn't be disturbing the peace. But
Right. Well,
now everybody,
why is he raising his voice? What are they doing to him? Are they assaulting him? Aren't they assaulting him? They touched him. They didn't have permission to touch him. It's unwanted touch.
But I'm trying to tell
And I
you that
agree.
he's
I absolutely agree with that statement that he just made.
I
I,
do too, Wanda. Just
yeah,
just so you know. Yes,
yep.
I do too. But um like Dub Webb says, peace is subjective. Um but the quote unquote bootlickers, we can't even really call them that. We can call them uneducated. The
The normal people.
uneducated public, the normal
Yeah.
people.
The quote unquote normal people. They don't know any better. So
You
that's
know,
how
what
they see it. They see him as disturbing the peace. You
right.
know,
If he would come in and because the government has the cameras filming
he, if
to
he would
make
just
you
do what they tell him
behave.
to do, got to behave the way they
Exactly.
tell you to. And we've been indoctrinated from the time that we go to kindergarten. Sit down,
Right.
shut up. You know,
Line up.
re-
One
respect that
person.
authority. Do what you're told. Don't rock the boat. Don't question authority. All of these things are ridiculous, and we've been brainwashed into thinking that those are the right thing to do. Well, I thought we were supposed to be living in a free country. You know.
No. Um,
Thank
we
you,
are.
Aja.
It's called an open air jail,
Open air
but
prison
it's
is what I
free.
call it. Yeah. All right, here we go.
Are you
Who pays for it? Well, answer it. Who pays for it?
Well, if you'd be quiet for 10 seconds, I'll answer that.
Well, if you'd answer it,
Okay, you're not going to listen. I'm not going to answer it.
answer it. Who
I
pays
have
for it?
more discussions with a 3-year-old right
Who
now.
pays for it? Yeah, me
This
too.
building is leased.
Lease?
Space, not just.
Yeah, lease. It doesn't matter. It's leased by the public.
Okay, so you think you
So
can
you can't
film anywhere
trespass
you
me?
want?
Yeah,
What's that?
exactly. When I'm in my bag's over here,
Okay.
my bag's over here, clown.
Oh,
My bag's over
we
here.
didn't know.
You assaulter. You assaulter.
We're bringing
I want him arrested for assault.
We're bringing up.
I'm handling business.
No,
I got business
you're
with the
not having
prosecutor.
no business.
I got business with
No,
the
you
prosecutor.
didn't. We
I'm waiting
asked
on
you
a
that question.
supervisor.
We asked you the
I'm waiting
question.
on a
No,
supervisor.
you wasn't.
Yeah,
You
go
didn't
ask
have
her.
no-
Go ask her, by the way. You cocksucker. Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. I'm not resisting. I'm not resisting.
So, what really caused that, where they really assaulted him? What did he say? What did he yell? Because he was being grabbed and manhandled, and he wanted to go get his property, and they wouldn't let him get his property. Instead, they're pushing him out the door, grabbing him. What did he say? What did he call the guy? That's why he was thrown down. Is because he called him
Uh, did he call him a cocksucker?
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
And
Okay.
that's called freedom of speech, folks. It's called freedom of
And
speech.
according to from what I think, he shoved me through the doors, Wanda
Yep.
says.
Yeah.
And he did call him a cocksucker. Okay. Um, you know, it,
Yeah.
I
I,
sorry, I
I,
do stand with you, Wanda. I would have done the
yeah.
same thing.
Me too. That's why I'm not an auditor. I'd end up in the position that Wanda Mise is in right now too, if I was an auditor, because I don't put up with that kind of shit either. I don't put up with somebody grabbing me and throwing me down. And when I've got business somewhere, especially in a public building, um, I would not make a good auditor. And I'm not saying Wanda Mise is a bad auditor. He's actually a fighter defending all of our rights, folks. People need to understand that, not get it twisted. He's saying what he wants to say when he wants to say it. That's a First Amendment right, and he's in a public building where he has a right to be. And these tyrants are throwing him out. It's egregious.
And um, Oklahoma outlaw audits. This was in the Indiana prosecutor's office, and Claire has a good question. How much force can they use?
They can use as much
Um,
force as they want when that they think they can use as much force as they want, and they typically do, um, up to and including killing you.
and then they have excessive force investigations where they investigate themselves, and guess what? They
Find
did
no
nothing wrong.
Yeah. They have that qualified immunity too. So when you go to sue them, if they were ignorant of violating your rights, they can claim ignorance and keep their qualified immunity. That's why it's very important to let them know and put them on notice in the situation. You are violating my constitutional rights right now, and be specific on what rights they are violating. Put them on notice so that they're not ignorant, or they can't claim ignorance when you take them to court. Um, and let the judge sort it out. Absolutely. Okay, here we go.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. Turn around. Turn around. Put your hands behind your back. Okay, right here. I'm joking. I'm joking. No, you're not. Yes, I am. No, you're not. Okay, great. I ain't got time for this. All right. Got time for this. Sit on your butt. Sit up. Hold on. Stay right there. You don't lock the cuffs. Come on. Let's hear it. That radio went flying. Wow. Is this your? For radio in public? Stay right there. Right. Well, you should have left. I was leaving. No, you weren't. You throw me out.
Okay, so
All right, so that's it for that one. Get that out of there. Yeah, I'll bet it was tough to breathe. You got a bunch of guys on top of you, and you got throwing cuffs on you. I didn't even hear them say you're under arrest when they were attacking him. Did anybody else hear them say you are under arrest as they were attacking him?
I didn't hear it.
Don't
But
they have to say you're under arrest before they just throw you down and put cuffs on you? Don't they have to say something? Like, and why they're throwing you down? And
well, okay, me being devil's advocate again. Um, if he wouldn't have been yelling and screaming and carrying on, then the officers wouldn't have to escort him so roughly outside the building.
oh, so he made them do it. He made them do it. Okay, I got you.
Yeah.
Yeah, the whole thing's ridiculous. They never should have did what they did. And the reason he was there in a prosecutor's office is probably because there's a history of them doing this to him. Wouldn't you think that they're out there? There's kind of retaliation going on. They don't want him anywhere. They don't want him with a camera because he's already exposed some things. He's already got some lawsuits going on. And they don't want to be exposed. They don't like him wherever he goes with a camera because he might have something on the camera that would be embarrassing to them. But here's the thing. They were just on camera doing really shitty things. And nobody stopped it. Nobody stopped them from attacking him, assaulting him, throwing him on the ground, and cuffing him. And I don't know, did they take him to jail or did they release him later?
No, this is his third case. He
Either
was
way,
actually there.
either way,
He was actually listen, he's got comments in the chat.
yeah. Well, that's
He
okay.
was
Here's what I want to do. I want people to go to his channel, watch the full video, like, share, and subscribe to find out most of the answers. I want to drive people to his channel because I think he is worth watching. And just realize that this man does not back down. He cusses a lot. That's what our channel's about, is helping. We're not auditors, but we do help auditors. We help journalists, activists. We want to be part of the team, and we get a lot of folks on the back end that will help. So send us emails. The Vigilance Committee 1864. Let us know what state you're in, and let us know what you're willing to do as a support member, as a vigilante, I like to call it. Um, and where's that video we want to play for our outro, Nikki?
It's under private chat.
Okay.
It's the second thing that's linked. The
Okay.
first one you've already taken care of. But you guys, like I said, go over to Wanda's channel, like, subscribe, share his stuff out. I mean, anything that we can do to bring attention to it is what we need. And then, send us emails. And as we get them in, and we can, because we've already got several emails out there that we need to look at, we will cover them. It just may take us a little bit of time. Everybody, I just want to say thank you for being here and sharing your night with us. We appreciate each and every one of you.
And I've got that video up. I'm going to hit present here. It's wonderful. It's not a normal outro. It's kind of beautiful. It's nature, um, and we want to share it with everyone. And we'll probably keep it up for a while as an outro because I really like it. And I want to thank Stephanie for it.